Call to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ciccone?
Here.
Trustee Valentin?
Here.
Trustee Davis?
Here.
Trustee Deininger?
Here.
Trustee Ellis?
Here.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Here.
Trustee Hanselman?
Here.
Trustee Keats?
Here.
Trustee Kennedy on Zoom?
Here.
Trustee Lowry?
Here.
Trustee Lozano?
Not here.
But he is here, he's coming.
No, he had to leave.
Oh, he did?
Emergency,
Oh,
yep.
oh,
left
okay.
room.
I'm
Yep.
sorry.
A good emergency.
Trustee Jim Arcaras?
Here.
Trustee Parsons?
Here.
President Bertolino?
Here.
Thank you and welcome, everybody. Thanks for coming. Very exciting day today because we're going to welcome two new people to the school here. First of all, President Joe Bertolino in his first Board of Trustees meeting, and Dr. Sass. Where are you, Dr. Sass? There she is. Dr. Teresita Sass, our Chief of Staff, Executive Vice President. Please let's warmly welcome them. We also have another exciting thing to discuss here. We're going to have a swearing in of our newest trustee, Photius Chumarkis. And Photius, forgive me if I mispronounce that.
Nobody gets it.
Okay, let's go right up to the microphone and follow me.
Oh, dear.
Photius, come on.
I like to make everybody work.
President Joe, can you come up, please?
Yes, I can.
That'll be the last time I tell President Joe what to do.
Probably, yeah.
For those of you who don't know Dr. Photius, he's a graduate of Stockton University. A medical doctor. He currently serves as a surgeon, and we're thrilled to have him. You can stay right there. Photius, would you raise your right hand, please? I, Photius Chumarkis, thanks for saying it right, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same and to the governments established in the United States in this state under the authority of the people, so help me God. Great. I, Photius do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly perform all duties of the office of trustee of Stockton University according to the best of my ability. So help me God. This day, the 19th of July, 2023. Congratulations. Okay, very good. President Joe Bertolino, please proceed with your report.
Thank you very much, Chair Ciccone, and good afternoon, everyone. Well, good afternoon. That was good. Let's try that again. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. Well, I am excited to be at my first Board of Trustees meeting as the president of Stockton University. Delighted to be here. Thank you. Appreciate that. My sincere gratitude is extended to the board, for providing this opportunity to lead and to serve Stockton. I particularly appreciate the board's counsel and advice during the transition period. Thank you very much for that. My thanks also, of course, to Dr. Kesselman and Dr. Davenport and members of the presidential transition team for their support and making the onboarding process for me, and Dr. Teresita Sass, our terrific Executive Vice President and Chief of Staff, smooth and comfortable. I'd like to give a round of applause to Dr. Sass because she has done so much work in the last several weeks. So I'll share with you that Dr. Sass and I have had some great meetings during our first month in office with the leadership team and with Stockton's amazing faculty and staff and students and friends. I think it's very important to us and to me that as the new president, it's important to build strong relationships with members of this community, and most importantly, to listen to the many voices this university serves. I'm encouraged by what I've heard, and I look forward to continuing the conversations over the course, again, of the next several weeks, months, the year, and hopefully years to come. Because ultimately, it's about building relationships and about listening to the needs of the community and, more importantly, the needs of our students. I have to tell you that I have been thoroughly impressed by our current and future Ospreys. I've met so many determined students, from those enrolled in our EOF program to our incoming first year in transfers who are attending orientation, and high schoolers participating in the Goals Gear Up Summer Academy. In fact, we have had more than 3,000 students visit campus this summer for various activities and programs, and I think that's pretty amazing. And perhaps more importantly, most of these students have proudly introduced themselves as first-generation students, and that's powerful, those statements, and it motivates me even more to ensure that they have the support they need to succeed. I've also had the opportunity to visit all of our institutional sites to learn about Stockton's impact in those communities and hear about the potential we have as a university to change lives and enhance our region's success. Now, we continue to schedule visits with offices and individuals in Galloway and at our other sites. I'd like to remind folks, particularly those who have called to say, I really would like to meet with you, I'd like to meet with Dr. Sass. Today is only day 19. So I promise you, we'll get to it. I want to thank everyone for your patience as I remain committed to meeting with as many individuals and groups as possible in the coming days, weeks, and months. I'm excited about our future. We have a lot of incredible things happening right here, such as the 245 students living, working, and learning in Atlantic City through the Atlantic City Summer Experience, including some students who are taking advantage of the program for a second summer. Brian, where are you? My congratulations to the team here on this amazing campus for their great work and for the development and implementation of that program. Well done. Congratulations. You've also heard that Stockton recently received a record $42 million in the state appropriation, which will allow us to mitigate the cost of higher education and provide more opportunities for first-generation and economically disadvantaged students. That is an enormous increase. I'd like to thank Dr. Kesselman and his team for their good work, and I'd like to thank the current leadership team, the vice presidents that I have been blessed to have inherited as part of this administration for a job well done. And we're looking forward to continuing that work. So my thanks to the team. We can applaud them too. And finally, I'll mention that our faculty and staff continue to conduct important research and apply for grants, like the $700,000 grant that has gotten some press recently, because it was awarded by the State of New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection to tag and research the harbor seals that call the Jersey Shore home in the winter. The seals have been very popular. As we turn the page on Stockton's future, we are committed to our mission-driven value of putting students first and creating an environment of belonging for all. Let's not forget, our priority is to ensure that every student who enters our campuses earns a degree. Our efforts are being led by a strong, dedicated faculty. It's now more important than ever for the university to increase its investment in the institution's academic enterprise. This includes the recruitment of strong academic leadership, from the provost to faculty, and other investments in academic programs and resources. We will secure our financial future by identifying new revenue sources, cultivating relationships with our supporters, and establishing new partnerships to continue expanding philanthropic support. We will stabilize and grow our enrollment, understanding that focusing on retention is an ongoing team effort in which all of us play a part. And you will hear me say this time and time again, we need to be in and of the community. We will be a strong partner and will continue to collaborate with our neighbors to make a positive impact on the region. Soon, work will begin on creating a new, comprehensive strategic plan for the university. This will be a participatory process that will embrace our mission and values. This includes academic quality, academic freedom, access and opportunity, and offering state-of-the-art facilities and experiential learning opportunities that provide diverse cultural perspectives to all students. It should also be noted that we will remain committed as stewards for resource conservation, sustainability, and social justice on our campuses and throughout the region. In addition, we will develop a strategic and business plan for Stockton's future in Atlantic City, strengthening our position as an anchor institution. So those are the priorities that we lay out today, knowing that we will engage in numerous discussions and meetings over the course of the academic year as we build on our future. So with that, I'm excited to get to work on a focused agenda and build on this great foundation. I can assure you that the leadership team will work with all of you in a manner that focuses on treating everyone with dignity, respect, kindness, compassion, and civility, so that we can help to make Stockton even better than it is now. So thank you very much for the opportunity, and I look forward to future reports at future board meetings. Thank you.
Thank you, President Joe. Very good opening speech. Thank you for that. Excellent. We're going to go with the committee reports now. First up, Academic Affairs and Planning Committee, Trustee Gonzalez.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Chair Giacone, fellow members of the board, President Bertolino, and my Stockton family. We had a productive Academic Affairs and Planning Committee meeting yesterday. The committee hosted an engaging and candid conversation about the upcoming provost search, including the expectations for the incoming provost and the goals for the division. The leadership profile has been reorganized to highlight the importance of the teacher-scholar model and academic excellence. The university will engage a search firm to facilitate the search, and you can find more information about the provost search on the university's website. Interim Provost Marissa Levy highlighted the numerous successes of academic affairs. She gave us an update on the library and learning commons and on the ongoing work that academic affairs is doing to prepare faculty to harness the advances in artificial intelligence and to communicate their expectations for each course with the students. Mr. Marino, the Director of Academic Operations in Atlantic City, updated us on the successes of the Live, Work, Learn program. There are now 442 students who are program eligible, and 244 of those students have secured employment. This is a 60% increase from the 2022 levels. There are 49 returning students, and 30 students have withdrawn from the program for various reasons. We're going to follow up with the people who have withdrawn to unpack why they are not going to continue with the program. We have a resolution to present to the board a new program, the Master of Science in Accounting. I would like to make a motion to approve the resolution to offer a Master of Science in Accounting.
So moved. Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Giacone?
Yes.
Trustee Valentin?
Yes.
Trustee Davis?
Yes.
Trustee Deininger?
Yes.
Trustee Ellis?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Hanselman?
Yes.
Trustee Keats?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy on Zoom? Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Yes.
Trustee Gianmarcaris?
Yes.
Trustee Parsons?
Yes.
Great. Congratulations, Dean Kleinsmith. You did it.
Wait, not done.
I know that. I was going to refer to that. I was just taking a very special moment because we're going to have a master's in accounting, something I'm very proud of. Continue, Trustee Gonzalez.
Thank you. The communications program is seeking a name change from the Journalism and Media Studies concentration, and I'd like to invite Dean Marshall to tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you, Trustee Gonzalez, and good afternoon, everyone. The Comm Studies program has 3 concentrations. This change involves a name change of the 3rd concentration in Journalism and Media Studies to be changed to Journalism and Community and Storytelling. It also involves a minor change in the curriculum. So the change makes sense for a number of different reasons. One, it speaks to the program's desire to be more community-based. Number 2, it speaks to ARHU's desire to be much more community-based and have more of our programs integrated into more of the surrounding communities around Stockton University. In this particular case, a lot of the communities within the Atlantic City area will be involved in a number of different ways. The second biggest change has to do with the electives. In the electives category, we're implementing a 1-credit lab that's attached to 4 of the courses that students are required to take. These labs are these labs help students to build their skill set in reporting and obviously journalism writing. So that's the report. I hope you will find it an interesting addition to our catalog. Thanks.
Thank you, Dean Marshall.
Thank
Trustee
you.
Gonzalez?
Thank you. Dr. Heinrich updated us on the Collaborative Academic Affairs, Student Affairs, and Enrollment Management pre-registration pilot. Students in the pilot were surveyed to gather data about the usefulness of pre-registration. 514 students completed the survey. The show rate for first-year orientations are above the 94% for all sessions. One more session is scheduled later this week. So far, over 1,100 students have been here, and we have 250 more who have RSVP'd for the last session. We look forward to updating you in September, and this concludes my report. Thank you, Chair Giacone.
Thank you, Trustee Gonzalez. Next, we're going to hear from the Student Success Committee, Trustee Davis.
Good morning, or I guess good afternoon it is. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Chris Catching for the wonderful work he does here. And I say this all the time, but Dr. Catching has recruited one of the most exciting and enthusiastic teams of people that I've ever worked with. They come to the meeting with such enthusiasm and many good ideas, and they truly enhance what our students can accomplish at this university, particularly academically, because they're able to deal with the problems that many students face, and that's one of the things we talked about at the meeting yesterday. When I first came to Stockton in 1973, there were literally no student services. We were all considered adults. The age of being adult was 18. You could drink at 18 at that point in time. So we were adults. So they said, well, if you're adults, if you need mental health, if you have mental health issues or issues with drugs and alcohol, you go out into the community and you get help. Now, part of this, I believe, was we were a struggling new college. We didn't know if Stockton was going to make it for another year. And here we are 50 years later, but basically we did make it. And of course, times have changed. And we now have an extremely active student services division that we call Student Success. And I really do believe that student success is dependent on a lot of these activities that this particular group does. And I also believe the success academically is dependent on it, and that student success and academic affairs have to work together to really help our students achieve their goals. And I think that is what they are doing. We had a very good meeting where we discussed for about a half an hour some papers that we all read. We had homework, and they related to issues surrounding hunger and worry about food and how a lack of food can affect students' sleep and their ability to function in the university or college setting. And I found this very interesting. It was something that I didn't realize was such an issue, and I think many of us found it very, very interesting. The meeting then went on, and it was very informative, and members of Dr. Catching's team talked about food assistance and the relief fund that we have, which is absolutely amazing. A lot of people have donated money to help students procure food and fight hunger. We have a hunger-free campus partnership, basically, that's unbelievable. We have a group called Stockton Cares, which has been funded by entrepreneurs, which has made a huge difference in many, many students' lives. We then talked a lot about mental health, which is a very important issue, which basically has gotten so much more important since COVID. There's a higher rate of suicide, there's a higher rate of mental health issues among college students today than there was before COVID. And so this is a very important issue. And of course, then we were updated by Dr. Heinrich on the enrollment data, which basically we just heard about. But at this time, if Dr. Catching would like to come forward and elaborate on any of this, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Davis. Good afternoon, community. You pretty much said it all. I want to definitely acknowledge some of the great work that Dr. Davis talked about. Trustee Davis talked about the work Stockton Cares, Dr. Haley Baum, Dr. Craig Stanball, who's our champion for food assistance, and Dr. Brooksall Crawford, who's been leading our counseling and psychological services department. So those resources are critical to student retention. We have a lot of students that use those services. We try to certainly ensure that there's optimal access for all of our students, and we're just proud to be able to provide that resource to help students with their academic success and meeting their goals. So thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to reiterate one of the things that came out that was very important through this is these endeavors are really improving our retention rates of students, and that's so important. With that, my report is concluded. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Davis. Now we're going to hear from the Finance and Professional Services Committee. Trustee Ellis?
Thank you, Chairman Ciccone. The Finance and Professional Services Committee met this morning. We had a very good meeting. I'd like to thank Jennifer Potter and her team for the amount of work they've done putting together what will be part of the first resolution, which is the fiscal '24 budget. It is quite a document, 118 pages of very tiny numbers. And I also like to thank her and her team for explaining it to the board in such a manner that we can understand what we are about to approve. So with that, I'd like to submit a resolution on the consent agenda. There are two pieces to it. The first, as I mentioned, is the proposed fiscal '24 operating and capital budget. The proposed budget is balanced and reflects revenue of $270.9 million, covering expenses of $270.9 million. The capital budget includes $7.5 million in funding requests, of which $3.4 million will be for new projects, $3.2 million will address deferred maintenance, and $870,000 will address health, safety, and ADA concerns. As I mentioned, the Finance Committee reviewed this in detail this morning and recommends that the board approve this budget. The second item under the consent agenda is the reappointment of a board member to the National Aerospace Research and Technology Park. The President's recommendation for a private sector director is Dr. Stephen Hampton. His term would run from July 23 through July 26. Again, Mr. Chairman, I submit those two resolutions under the consent agenda for adoption.
That's right. Can I have a call for a motion, please?
So called.
Tim, second?
Second.
Great. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ciccone?
Yes.
Trustee Valentin?
Yes.
Trustee Davis?
Yes.
Trustee Deininger?
Yes.
Trustee Ellis?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Hanselman?
Yes.
Trustee Keats?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy on Zoom?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Giumakaris?
Yes.
Trustee Parsons?
Yes.
Thank you. Two more items, two resolutions for board review and consideration. The first is a 5-year bid waiver under the information technology category for Cayuse for $304,000. This bid waiver, if approved, would secure a 4-year software subscription for the Cayuse Research Management Platform for the Office of Research and Sponsored Programs within the Division of Academic Affairs.
Call for motion?
So moved.
Second? Great.
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Ciccone?
Yes.
Trustee Valentin?
Yes.
Trustee Davis?
Yes.
Trustee Deininger?
Yes.
Trustee Ellis?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Hanselman?
Yes.
Trustee Keats?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy on Zoom?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Giumakaris?
Yes.
Trustee Parsons?
Yes.
Thank you. The last item for action today is a fiscal '23 increase in the bid waiver increase for South Jersey Gas of $48,500. This bid waiver would cover the increased cost of transportation and the use of the existing infrastructure owned and operated by South Jersey Gas. This is essential as we the previous bid waiver for fiscal '23, unfortunately, due to the increased cost of gas transportation, did not cover the full amount. So we really need to get this done in order to pay our bills.
So they don't turn off the gas, right?
Exactly.
Motion for approval.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Trustee Ciccone?
Yes.
Trustee Valentin?
Yes.
Trustee Davis?
Yes.
Trustee Deininger?
Yes.
Trustee Ellis?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Hanselman?
Yes.
Trustee Keats?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy on Zoom?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Abstain.
Trustee Giumakaris?
Yes.
Trustee Parsons?
Yes.
Thank you. In addition to reviewing the fiscal '24 budget in detail, we also got an update on the fiscal '23 operational and capital spend through May 31st of this year. As of that date, 98% of the revenue had been realized for the year. 99% of the expense was realized as well. The upshot of this all is that we project an operating surplus of approximately $4.8 million. In addition, capital expenses to date are about $10.6 million. We also received an update on the NARTP reorganization. In 2022, the university and NARTP executed an agreement to restructure NARTP into an independent nonprofit organization, taking Stockton out of the mix. This reorganization, however, is contingent upon Stockton's forgiveness of a $1.8 million outstanding loan. We will have more information on that coming up at the September meeting and expect to bring to the board a resolution to forgive that loan. We'll have more detail at that time. Finally, just the executive committee passed 2 bid waivers, which I'd like to review for you briefly. The first, it was a fiscal 24 bid waiver contract for reading and language arts centers doing business as BrainSpring. This was for $140,000. BrainSpring provides tutors, trainers for professional development training programs hosted by the Southern Regional Institute and ETTC. The second item that the executive committee passed at their meeting on June 26th was an increase in a bid waiver contract to Tricia Mosier Consulting for $199,015. This allows the Child Welfare Institute at Stockton to continue contracting with Tricia Moser for additional training services. With that, my report is concluded.
Thank you, Trustee Ellis. Trustee Lozano had to leave the meeting, as we talked about, so I'm going to handle the audit committee meeting. Since our last audit committee meeting, don't forget, just to remind everybody, we have 2 audits here at the university. One is the audit of the financial statements of the college as of June 30th. That audit commenced just recently. All their preliminary planning is done and they're well underway. We expect the audit to be completed sometime before the end of August. That's done by the international CPA firm of Grant Thornton. Secondly, our internal audit, outside internal audit, is also the international accounting firm of Baker Tilly, and they are currently working on the enterprise risk management internal audit. They expect to conclude that before our next board meeting, and I'll report next on that. Our next committee of the audit committee meeting is scheduled to be August the 22nd, 2023, and that concludes my report. We're going to stay with me for the building and grounds. However, the good news is I'm going to turn that over to Don Hudson.
I was just waiting to see what my screen is going to look like. It's not as good as everybody else's, just saying. Thank you so much, friends, and thank you, Trustee Ciccone. So we had a pretty intense committee meeting today, and they might not realize, but we passed through about 60 different projects at multiple levels of detail, but pretty quickly. Spent time on several, so I'm just going to handle just a couple for you. The Phase 2 project, obviously, we cut the ribbon in May, but we still had to wrap it up. So I'm proud to say that we took over operations of the building July 5th. Our security is in force. Our Res Life offices are activated and getting ready for students to arrive. The first level is grad students in early August, I believe, Steve, right? Thanks. Another project that is moving forward is the North Athletic Campus Pavilion project. We're just about done the design. It goes into construction document stage. What it will be is about a 10,000 to 12,000 square foot facility out on the North Campus. It'll activate just more of a recreational use for and shelter and bathrooms for our athletic fields and other recreational activity for students and programs. I'm also happy to report, and you may know about it, but it's the New Jersey State Bond solicitation that occurred last summer, and a bunch of the cabinet members and so forth gathered together and other team members to submit pretty aggressive grant opportunities, and we were awarded 2 out of the 3, one of which is the new paying attention to designing our new library learning commons. So this is a nice little kiss from the state, roughly just under $20 million. That has debt service and implications. Jennifer's always nodding to me about that. This will be passed through the cabinet, and the president will engage a diverse section of the community across the board, really leading with academics taking a front row, but leading it through. This will take several years to design, conceptualize, and move it into construction. We're still several years out, and there's something you'll be able to pay attention to. It's significant for facilities because it's a 100,000 square foot facility in that spine. You might not realize how big it is. And it's a monster regarding utility, energy saving opportunities, roof, windows, carpet, structure. Did I hit it all, John? Fire suppression. Yes, everything. It's a big win for us. On a different scale is a great opportunity for a classroom innovation technology grant component bond. This is led through ITS. Thanks, Scott, for that lead. It's going to address a couple dozen classrooms, really academic-facing program enhancements in technology. You're talking about, 50-year-old classrooms with probably 20-year-old technology that needs to be enhanced, and what a big win. If all goes well, I can see a lot of that work occurring throughout, probably during next summer, summer of 24, probably drifting into the fall. And the last one item of information is regarding the Athletic and Recreation Center expansion project. Just completing the redesign of it. We're at a stage now where we're just about complete, and just based on a lot of analysis and funding and weighing out the financial structure of the university, we're going to put a pause on the project and kind of retool a financial and funding strategy moving forward. So a pause on that for now. We'll come back to you in future months to give you updates. And the last part is I went through a preliminary proposed capital submission that goes to the state, significant, in September, and that's where we draw upon all of the needs of the university, some of the higher end projects specifically geared towards our facility master plan, our strategic plan, and that'll be discussed as a resolution item in September. So I rest my case.
Thank you, Tom. Next, we're going to hear from the Advancement Committee, but I'm going to turn it over to Dan Nugent.
Thank you, Trustee Ciccone. Our final fundraising numbers and the division's other results for the year will be submitted and reviewed at the September meeting. So I always use this time just to highlight a number of our upcoming opportunities for the campus community to gather together with our alumni and friends over the summer. So we invite all of you to participate. We have 4 major events taking place in August. The first is Black Alumni Reunion Weekend, August 5th and 6th. This event is coordinated by Aisha Lee in Alumni Relations and a board of volunteer alums. It's going to offer a weekend of activities, including the chance for the alumni to stay in housing. I think Housing 1, is that right, Steve? So quite an experience for them, so look out for more information on that event. And that rolls right into our annual day for the University at Morey's Piers, which is open to all alumni, faculty, staff, students, guests, and friends. We typically have 500 to 700 attendees there, so we encourage you to learn more about that. On August 13th, we're going to be holding a new event for alumni at the Wonder Bar in Asbury Park. This is a reunion-style event that is open to all with live music, food, and drink. This is coordinated by 2 of our alumni, Kyle Brendel, who's in the class of 80, and Andy Shapiro, class of 83. Kyle's actually the promotions manager for the Stone Pony and Wonder Bar, so we're happy to have him on board and make that connection. And proceeds from that event are going to benefit the Spring Bash Scholarship Fund, which was started at last year's 70s and 80s reunion weekend. And the last event I'll highlight is on August 16th. We'll continue to host the viewing event on the boardwalk for the Atlantic City Air Show. That's a joint project between University Advancement, Admissions, Veterans Affairs, and Atlantic City Operations. So invitations for that will be sent out soon. And finally, I just want to promote October 4th and 5th. All of our campus partners hopefully are already aware that's when our annual day of giving will return, Osprey's Give. So I'm going to ask Sue Werner, where is Sue? Right there, not to come up, don't, I see the look, just raise your hand. Sue and Sydney are coordinating that event, and right now are working with all of our campus partners on training and working on identifying fundraising opportunities and putting the infrastructure in place to support you to get involved with that event, so I encourage you to talk to them. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Finally, we're going to hear from the Investment Committee, Trustee Keats.
Thank you, Chair Ciccone, President Bertolino, fellow board members, and Stockton community. We have two managers for Stockton University's long-term investment portfolio, and they are Winmark and Wells Fargo. As of May 31st, 2023, the total portfolio balance was $104,232,497. The return on investments for the first 11 months of fiscal year 2023 was a gain of $4,633,432. June was an even stronger month. The equity markets were higher across the board, as the U.S. markets and the international markets were both stronger for the month. Bond investments were also higher. Short rates are rising as the Federal Reserve continues to increase rates. Money market rates have moved significantly higher, currently yielding over 5.2%. While Chairman Powell suggested that monetary policy will be data dependent, we can all kind of expect that rates are going to continue to rise for a while. Unemployment continues to be extremely low, 3.6%. 10-year Treasury yield is approximately 4.03%. Our next committee meeting is scheduled for August 22nd, 2023, at which time the performance through June 23rd, our fiscal year end, will be reviewed. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee Keats. I'm now going to turn it over for University Policy Review to President Bertolino.
Thank you. First, I present to the board the following policies as informational items. For their first reading, Roman numeral 1-102, Emergency Operations and Reporting, Roman numeral 6-85, Use of University-Owned Tools and Equipment. At this time, no action is required by the board on these policies. Next, I present to the board the following policies for second reading and approval by the board. Roman numeral 2-10.5, Faculty Evaluation Policy. The first reading of this policy occurred at the June 26th Executive Committee meeting. And Roman numeral 6-90, the smoking policy. Chair Ciccone, the resolution approving these policies is presented to the board for approval.
May I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second? Second. Roll call.
Trustee Ciccone?
Yes.
Trustee Valentin?
Yes.
Trustee Davis?
Yes.
Trustee Deininger?
Yes.
Trustee Ellis?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Hanselman?
Yes.
Trustee Keats?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy on Zoom?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Jamakaris?
Yes.
Trustee Parsons?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. Next.
Chair Ciccone, I would like to present the resolution for personnel actions, which was reviewed by the board and presented to the public as an information item.
Motion, please.
So moved.
Second? Second. Roll call, please.
Trustee Ciccone?
Yes.
Trustee Valentin?
Yes.
Trustee Davis?
Yes.
Trustee Deininger?
Yes.
Trustee Ellis?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Hanselman?
Yes.
Trustee Keats?
Yes.
Trustee Kennedy on Zoom?
Yes.
Trustee Lowry?
Yes.
Trustee Jamakaris?
Yes.
Thank you. Before we continue in our conclusion, I want to ask student Juan Chaparro to stand up, please, if you may. Juan Chaparro is going to be a student trustee alternate starting in September, but like all great Stockton students, he thought he'd get a start on things and learn the ropes here, so we want to welcome him to the board and introduce him. So thank you, Juan. We look forward to working with you. Do I have any comments from the Board of Trustees?
I have a comment.
Go ahead, please, Nancy.
First of all, I would like to say that Stockton just keeps getting better. And being here for almost 50 years, I guess, I think every year it gets better. We are really, I think, the poster child of public higher education in New Jersey. And I want to thank all my colleagues and trustees. I'm excited about the new trustees we have, our new president, to lead us forward and continue this trend. I think it's exciting, and I expect big things to happen in Atlantic City. But I particularly would like to say thank you to the head of our Board of Trustees, Ray Ciccone. Ray is stepping down as head. He's worked very, very hard. I don't know how he did it, because he runs a very, very active accounting business, and this could be a full-time job. And as a member of the board, I want to thank Ray for helping me learn the process, understand what my role as a board member is and still is. And he is a great inspiration. He loves Stockton as much as anybody I know, and I think many of us really love Stockton. As a student here, he excelled. He's very thankful for the education that he received, and he's given back so much. And I just want to say thank you, Ray. Thank you.
Thanks, Trustee Davis. Trustee Deininger?
Thank you so much. I've got 4 quick things to say. First of all, welcome to our new trustees. It's really nice to have you here on the board, and also to our new student trustee and our existing student trustee who's now moved up to being here and voting. So thank you so much. Second thing, can I come back for a degree in journalism and community storytelling? Because that sounds fascinating. And so, you know, you might see me. The last thing, well, not the last thing, second to last thing is to thank Ray Ciccone for, you know, he agreed to an extra year. And I know about extra years because I had an extra year and a half. It's exhausting enough to be chair for 2 years. But he took on the presidential search, and obviously the results of that are really wonderful. And Ray, I know that that took so much energy and time, and I want to thank you for that, not to mention all your other duties for as long as you've been doing them. Last thing, Dr. Bertolino and Dr. Sass, I'm looking forward to you having too many days here at Stockton to keep count. That's going to happen soon, but thank you so much for taking on the challenge and the opportunity of being here at Stockton. So,
Thanks, Trustee
thank you.
Deininger. Great. Anybody else from the board?
Yes, I have to say I absolutely agree wholeheartedly with all the comments that were made, and I feel very, very honored to have served my first 2 years as a trustee under the leadership of Ray Ciccone. And I have I've rarely seen someone as totally dedicated to Stockton and who loves Stockton as much as Ray has. And I have to agree, the amount of give back that he has done is absolutely astounding, and how he continues to do it. I know that our new chair is going to be absolutely terrific, and I too have to say welcome to this wonderful new group of trustees. We are so excited about them coming on the board and joining us, and also absolutely delighted with our new president and with our new chief of staff. And as my colleague said, Stockton is just going to keep getting better and better and better. And just thank you to all of my colleagues for all of the work and all of the effort that you put into this board.
Thank you, Trustee Keats. Nalita?
Thank you. Well, I do want to also agree with my colleagues on the board and lift up in gratitude for Ray's work as chair. It isn't an easy task, and he is so passionate and has, you know, taught us how to be passionate in many ways over these last years. And we can certainly resonate that a search is no easy task. And as an EOF student, as a first-gen student back in the 80s, and having met Dr. Kesselman as like my EOF director, I can totally say that that's a really big shift and something to take on. And I want to lift that up as well, because we are sitting in an amazing place with a brand new tower of housing that we're going to be recruiting and putting students in, and a beautiful campus in Galloway, an amazing staff, an amazing leadership team, because it's on the shoulders of the work of Dr. Kesselman. But also so excited that we as a board really had a lot of debate, and Dr. Ray Ciccone, our chair, just led such an incredible process of input so that we can welcome Dr. Bertolino. And we as a board, I can say for myself, and I feel like I can speak for my board colleagues, that it is across the board that we are totally supportive of this new administration, so excited to do work with you and so excited to come into a new fiscal year. And I just couldn't, I could not express enough how happy I am that Ray's gonna remain on the board, and that we have new trustees. We just went through a almost 2-day retreat as a board, and I am so grateful to our new trustees coming in and for everyone who showed up and spent time doing this work so that we can see our way forward. So thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Valentin. Anyone else? Great. Anybody from the public want to say anything?
Good afternoon, Chairperson Ciccone, members of the board, President Bertolino, and colleagues in the audience. As we continue to welcome our new Ospreys to campus and new student orientation, I would like to acknowledge the person power and teamwork required to make this happen. Our partners in admissions and student affairs have worked tirelessly to recruit our new students and provide them with a warm welcome, even before they step foot on campus. Without their efforts, the staff and faculty in academic affairs would not have the opportunity to engage in rich and meaningful discussions during registration, EOF, and Go Global, just to name a few. This is truly a team effort, and as I like to say, teamwork makes the dream work. I don't care if it's corny. I'd like to acknowledge the following faculty who have contributed to our university and who, through their thoughtful retirement planning, have let us know that they will be leaving their faculty positions at the end of this year. If they're here, I know I saw at least one of them. Would you please stand? Dr. Dave Burdick. Dr. Frank Soretto. I didn't see him. Dr. Wei Hung Fan, Dr. Amy Hadley, and Dr. Lois Spitzer. Please join me in celebrating them over the course of this next year, and as you may know, it's likely that we may see them in the future, as our faculty have a habit of not really leaving their Stockton families. I'd also like to welcome the following employees to Academic Affairs. Dr. Joseph Cronin, Executive Director, Research and Developmental Grants. Joe officially joined us right after the May BOT, and we're so lucky to have him. I saw Joe there. Hi, Joe. And Dr. Mark Rizzo, Interim Director of Small Business Development Center. Mark has over 20 years of business experience in retail and point-of-service delivery operations, where he served as the Regional Operational Director at Sparklet's Home and Office Delivery. Thought I saw him somewhere. Yep. We also have 2 employees in academic affairs whose titles have changed in order to better serve the needs of our division, and I thought it was important for you all to recognize them today. You won't see them in the board materials, but they're important nonetheless. The first is Dr. Mary Dwalda Colon, who continues her directorship in Stockton's Center for Community Engagement. Dr. Colon will also serve the university as the Associate Dean of Social and Behavioral Sciences, where she'll bring her expertise in high-impact practices and accreditation to our team. Dr. Amy Beth Glass continues to hold the Associate Provost title, but her expertise is now shifted to the Office of the Registrar in her role as the Registrar. Doctors Cronin and Rizzo, welcome to Stockton. Doctors Colon and Glass, we're fortunate to have you and lend your expertise in these 2 roles. Finally, I'd like to thank the faculty and staff in academic affairs for their work welcoming our new students to campus and for their scholarly and grant work related that occurs over the summer. We're looking forward to an exciting and productive year ahead. Thank you all.
Anyone else?
Good
afternoon, Chair Ciccone, trustees, President Bertolino. I'd like to welcome Shelley Mastrangelo to Stockton. There she is back there. Shelley joined our administration and finance team a few months ago. She'll serve as our procurement manager. She comes to us from Atlantic Cape Community College, where she worked as a purchasing manager, and she's certified by the state of New Jersey as a registered public purchasing specialist and qualified purchasing agent. Welcome, and you're a great addition to our team.
Good afternoon again. I'd like to welcome 2 new staff members to University Advancement. The first is Sydney Perkins, who comes to us from most recently the Boys and Girls Club. We're very happy to have her in the role. Sydney is filling one of our associate director roles and working on annual giving. Our other new team member is Zach Veneziano. Zach is here with us. Our second associate director working on constituent outreach, and Zach comes to us from the sales and marketing world, so welcome to Zach and to Sydney. And I also want to recognize one staff member who has a new role and title. Sue Werner has been in the development office now for 4.5 years, and I have consistently gone to Sue to say, now I need you to do this, and I need you to do that, and will you do it? And all of you know, as you work with Sue, she does it with a smile, and works very intentionally for the betterment of Stockton and our students. So I'm very, very happy to announce that as of today's resolution, Sue will now serve as the Executive Director of Development, overseeing our development team. So congratulations, Sue.
Anyone else? No? Okay. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Trustees will be held 3:30 p.m. on Wednesday, September 20th, 2023, at the Galloway campus in the Michael Jacobson Board of Trustees. Thank you, everyone. The meeting is adjourned.